I'm going to be refinishing the stern seats on my Hunter sailboat. As you can see here, they're in pretty bad shape. They have not been done in a number of years. Now, it's pretty much an amateur attempt. I've read what I can on it. Some years ago I did some varnishing and finishing, but really this is going to be an amateur attempt, and this is not a how-to video. It's just sharing a bit of what I did and some of the mistakes that I made. Okay, after taking them down to bare wood, I'll be treating them with Epiphany's clear glass. The other things I will need is some acetone for cleanup, brush thinner, a couple of china bristle brushes, varying sandpaper, and a container partially filled with diesel oil to keep my brushes between use. I find this very helpful, and it keeps the brushes in really good condition. Now I need a place to put them while they dry, so I put together a couple of slats, as you see here, to rest them on while they dried overnight. Now the room that we're in here is only about 68 degrees, and I found that they were taking quite a long time to dry. So I put together a heating box, you could say, that I opened up over a heating vent with a hanging wire to hang them from, to see if that helped with drying. I would allow them to dry for 24 hours and then hang them in this box. However, I did find that it made really no difference to how well or how quickly they dried. So I abandoned that idea. Before I applied any finish to them, I labeled them on the underside so that I would be able to tell which seat they came from and their location. Here you can see them after about 4 coats of high glass Epiphany's finish. Okay, I have finished varnishing the slats for my stern seat. 8 coats. Was a tough job, I tell you, over the period of about a month. Luckily I had the whole winter to do it, but we're more or less finished. The hardest part on these slats is once you varnish, you have to varnish the sides here, and of course they run and pull on the back side. That's the hardest thing to deal with. And also these screw holes, some of them were enlarged and I had to fill them in afterwards. But anyway, it's all finished now. I'm just about to, I've used some epoxy with some wood filler in these screw holes here, and I'm going to be drilling them out today. I've actually fitted one on the stern seat here, and looks pretty good. So now the thing about it is that I'm using a drill bit here, and as you can see, I've fitted a depth limiter on it so that I don't drill through these holes. I don't want to go all the way through. As you can see, that one there was fitted on the transom and on the stern seat, and that one almost went through last year. So I don't want to go through on these. Now this thing here is quite simple. I've got a small bit, and I've used some of these things I picked up from one of those hobby shops for model airplanes, and it comes with these things. You have different sizes. I think they're used for landing gear attachment, and it comes with the Allen key that fits it. So I'm going to be doing that now. So I'm going to be also taping behind it, so I don't want that to move at all, because remember the drill bit has a groove in it, and if that Allen key slips down, you won't even know until you've gone through the slat. So I'm going to use some tape behind it to make sure it stays there. Okay, let's get to this. As you can see, that's about the depth you want, leaving at least 1/8 of an inch on it. Make sure that you got a bit that doesn't oversize for the screw you're using. You might want to start with a smaller bit and then gradually work up to this one. But I think I'm going to be okay. That's it. Right down to the guide. We're okay. We're okay. So this should go pretty quickly. I'm doing it on an angle here so you can see the process. Sometimes you can start, if you want to get a direct hole, use a smaller bit, but you can actually reverse a bit. Of course, my plug is coming undone. Just to get a indentation going. You can use a punch, that's what I normally use, but I think that's going overboard. You just want to make sure you don't go through. Get a guide. That one is done. So you can see the back here. You get these drips coming through, and if you try to do the back independently, it starts going. The drips come to the front. So just focus on getting the top side done properly. Don't press too hard to start. So you have some sort of idea. I'm going to continue here now. Okay, we're all finished. All screwed together. And I think in the end it was worth it. At least I had the window to get it done. I'll probably put a couple coats on each year. Thing about it is that to get my winter cover on the boat, I have to take these off, so it sort of forces me, gives me something to do. By the way, the guide on the drill bit, remember it's a guide, not a stop. And I lost focus once and it slipped and punched through right here. So I'll probably, I'm going to have to do some spot sanding and retouching right there. But that's the only spot. Thank you. Alright, enjoy your project, take your time, take it easy, and see you on the next go round. Bye. I installed them on the boat this weekend. They look fantastic. Makes you almost want to have covers made for them. I don't know if that's necessary, however, given that it's only a 6-month season here, and I'll be taking them off again for the winter and putting on a couple more coats. So we'll see. So this is what they look like before, and this is what they look like now. Not bad for an amateur attempt.